Okay, so before I really get into all of this, I just want to say at the end of the day that this is my YouTube channel and I will upload whatever I see fit on the channel and whatever I think is going to benefit the channel and, well, whatever I want to upload on the channel, what games I enjoy. And unfortunately, that just isn't Call of Duty Zombies anymore, which is a damn shame. Now, there is a couple reasons as to why that is, and I will be getting into that in the video, but I just want to say before you guys do watch the full video, don't leave a dislike, don't leave a like yet, make your mind up at the end of the video how you feel about it, because honestly, guys, I would really appreciate it if you do watch all of the video here. Also, I know the gameplay itself is a little bit spawn trappy. I do go 60-0 here with a 50 gun streak, which is, you can think what you want of it, but it's just the only gameplay I really have at the moment, and I really don't want to get some zombies gameplay. The state of Black Ops 4 right now is absolutely pathetic, for zombies at least. Now, I enjoy the hell out of the multiplayer, and I'm currently 3rd, nearly 4th prestige on the game, which is actually quite low considering what I've done in other years prior to this release. But we're talking about the zombies here, and the zombies here is just an absolute mess. It is in shambles. There is still blue screens. Obviously, there's not as many now. They are working on fixing a lot of them, which credit to Treyarch there, where credit is due, obviously. But 1 month after release, shouldn't this stuff have already been fixed? Obviously, the blue screens are still somewhat evidently present there for the fact that high round players literally cannot get to a high round. Still, you can get to 100 if you are lucky, but anything post 100 is a massive gamble. You're just not going to get to those high 150 plus games because of the fact that there are still constant blue screens and crashes for us high round players. I've always been a high round player over an Easter egg player, and we just can't rely on the game. It is currently not stable enough in its current patch. Now, I know that for a fact that this will change in the future, but it's just too little too late for myself, unfortunately. Not to mention the lack of post-game support for this. Honestly, there has been no XP events for zombies. We are getting one tomorrow at the time of recording, which is fantastic. We're finally getting double weapon XP. But a month into the game, we should have already had some of this stuff. The lack of post-game support for zombies has really just been pathetic compared to Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, it seemed like zombies got the better end of the stick, so to speak, with obviously support there. I felt as if Black Ops 3 was the core focus for Treyarch's stuff right there, but obviously in Black Ops 4 it doesn't seem to be the case. It definitely does seem to be more geared towards Blackout and multiplayer, which kind of does make sense. I guess that's what people want to play currently, but it is still very unfortunate. And the fact that the elixirs have also been nerfed into the ground has really ruined the game for me in a sense, but that is what I think of the current state of Black Ops 4. Now, the next thing we're going to get into is
These shackles they come with certain opportunity.
Okay, so to start off with the gameplay, I just want to say that the wonder weapons in Black Ops 4 are complete dog shit. There is not one that I get really excited for. The Void shotgun, I don't even know what that thing is or what it looks like upgraded, nor do I care. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, doesn't look all that great, doesn't impress me at all. Apparently it's trash for high rounds. As well as the Magma Gat getting nerfed into Oblivion, not even cool. It's an old wonder weapon. Now, if you were to compare, obviously, all of these wonder weapons that we've got in Black Ops 4 compared to something like the Apothicon Servant, the Servant wins every single time. Like, I would rather have a map like Shadows of Evil, a very strong launch map, compared to 4 maps that are, in my opinion, quite lackluster, if I'm being completely honest. 9 is just like, a very generic map. Obviously, you have the big circle in the middle, and then you have 4 different routes to go into. Still a cool map, don't get me wrong, but doesn't really just jam with me too much. The problem with Black Ops 4 here in the gameplay is that I only find it fun if I'm playing with friends. And that's a huge issue, there's nothing there for solo players, which is just a damn shame. Obviously, the high rounds are broken as well, so even if you got a cool wonder weapon, it doesn't exactly matter because in the current state, the high rounds are literally just broken. The elixirs are just trash versions of Gobblegums. Like, the best elixir in the game is literally like a wall power. Like, wall power was just a very average kind of Gobblegum. The Gobblegums were OP, and I don't necessarily think that that was a bad thing because they were fun. Right, and obviously, if you were to get a high round, people would judge it upon the Gobblegums you got. So if you wanted to be impressive and get these high rounds, just use classics, There was obviously leaderboards for that on third-party websites, which everybody in the community used, obviously. So, I don't think that Gobblegums being OP was ever an issue. I really don't. And it gives people more an incentive to buy them. Like, why would I want to buy elixirs when they're just fucking garbage anyways, you know? There's no proper perk machines or jingles, which really makes this game lack character. Like, I remember going for Quick Revive or Juggernog, would be like, you know, it'd play its unique song and it'd have its own unique, like, obviously, machine there that you could go up to. Nowadays, it just doesn't have that, which feels like a massive step backwards. Like, why do we not have unique perk machines? I get that there's obviously like 20 perks in the game now, but if they all had their own jingle and had their own machine, that would be insane. That would be a massive leap forward instead of stepping back, which was a massive just L from Treyarch to take. Honestly, another step back is the fact that the graphics appear to look downgraded from Black Ops 3, which I can't really, like, there's no way to justify that. I think the only reason that is the case is because of the fact that they were rushed. This game feels very rushed. You look at the HUD, you look at the weapons as well. The weapons just look very plain and boring and lackluster, and they're quite weak. There's nothing special about them. None of the Pack-a-Punch camos are decent as well. The game just feels and looks very rushed. Like, I would have been more than happy to wait another year, like, for better zombies, because let's compare Shadows of Evil versus the 4 maps once again. Shadows of Evil as a launch map was incredible. It did so much for Black Ops 3. It was a very influential map, but having these 4 maps here, there's none that really jump out at me. Like, I'm just like, cool, there's 4 maps, whatever, I don't give a shit. But Shadows of Evil, like, that launch map was just incredible. And whether you like it or not, you can obviously say that DLC 1, Eisendrache, for example, another incredible map. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here in the DLC, but Black Ops 4, in terms of gameplay, is just boring for me. At least the zombies side, anyways. You know, I actually think that the zombies community is arguably the best and the worst community out there. This community is really, really, really fantastic in the sense that it has the nicest content creators out there. Now, I have actually been lucky enough, I went over to ZWC last year, which was a fantastic event. It was really, really good. McSport Talk did a fantastic job on it, and I cannot thank him enough for, obviously, that event. It was great. I went over there, I had a fun time. I met a lot of my friends over there, and I met a lot of the content creators. I actually met, like, 99% of the content creators that do zombies, and they are the most genuine, fantastic, passionate people out there. I cannot sing their praises enough. They are fantastic. Now, I don't check the Reddit at all because it is that toxic. It is really, really bad, but the problem with the zombies community that I have noticed is the fact that a lot of people who aren't content creators, more just viewers, they kind of look at the content creators and put them on this pedestal, and then are like, oh, they're on this pedestal, they're better than me, like, you know, fuck them for being better than me, and that's not it at all. That's just not the case. That's how it shouldn't be, you know. I think that a lot of viewers, and it's not all, but it is a lot of the viewers that, you know, just scrutinize the content creators so fucking much for no reason at all. You know, there is a lot of that toxicity in there, and it is really, really unnecessary. All of the other creators in the community, I think, are fantastic. I don't have a problem with anyone in the community now. I always see a lot of beef between creators, and I kind of just make a joke about it, and I get along with everybody, and that's how I've always kind of been. Like, you know, I just get along with everybody. I don't really have a legitimate problem with anyone. And that's just how it is, you know. I just like to just get on Twitter and have jokes and have good fun. And there's so much just drama in this community. There's so much drama, like, that is unnecessary for no reason. And I love to say it. I do. I'm not going to lie. I love drama. But it does eat at the community, and it kind of divides the community, and we clash. And that's because we're so passionate about the game. And that's what makes this community the best and the worst. And I still think that I will very much be a part of the community, but because of how poor Black Ops 4 is, it's kind of made me lose my passion for zombies, in a sense, and that's why I don't really want to upload that, which is a damn shame. It really, really is, and I know that a lot of people aren't going to be happy with this decision, but I do ask that you respect the decision. Obviously, I want to still very much be a part of this community. I love the community. I get that it can be toxic at times, but that is just because of passion. Like, literally, whenever somebody is toxic in this community, it is because they are passionate, and that is something that I will always respect. And that's really just it, you know. Obviously, my intentions aren't with Black Ops 4 Zombies. That's not something that I want to upload anymore, which, as I said before, is definitely a shame, and hopefully you guys do want to stick around for what I am going to be uploading, because the fact is, Call of Duty is on the decline, and that's just There it is. That's it right there. It's the fact, right? Like, obviously next year we have a game that isn't Treyarch, and Treyarch are always kind of like the king of zombies, but this year they have really dropped the ball, which was a very crucial year to kind of set the bar once again, and I feel as if they have definitely dropped the ball there with the Battle Royales definitely rising. I feel as if that is the future of gaming. It's taking over FPS. I've made a video about this years ago, and it didn't actually get a lot of traction, but now that my channel has kind of picked off of a Battle Royale, especially Fortnite, that is where I'm going to be taking my channel. There is no point in switching back to Call of Duty, which is arguably a dying and declining franchise, to just, you know, have to switch again in a year or two's time to whatever the next big thing is. Now, obviously, you can say that I'm following views and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I do actually prefer to stream Fortnite. I genuinely, while I complain about the game and rage at the game a lot, it is a lot more enjoyable to stream. Zombies is something that's very hard to stream. Obviously, you know, if I am sitting there, I have to sit there for 4 to 6 hours just to play to round 100, and with Black Ops 4, there is a chance of a blue screen, there is a chance of, obviously, crashes, the wonder weapons are lackluster, the gameplay isn't as fun, and there is just all these little things that I just don't enjoy anymore. Whereas Fortnite, you know, it's fresh, it's new, there's a lot of people watching it, there's a lot of eyes on it, there is a lot of money in it as well, which is fantastic. But I don't do YouTube for the money. I do want to disclose that. Obviously, I do it because I enjoy it, but that is also a nice little factor in there to kind of weigh in on. But with that being said, guys, that is my thoughts on Black Ops 4.